In the Rialto Unified School District, part of our strategic plan states that we will have high expectations for student achievement. At Eisenhower High School, test scores in English language arts are on the rise thanks to a collaborative student-focused approach. On this episode of the Bridge Podcast, we are excited to talk to a few Eisenhower Eagles about their recent success. Please join us in extending a warm welcome to 11th grade English teacher, Mrs. Trishri Campa, student Aaron Ellard, and principal, Mrs. Kristal Henriquez-Pulido. Thank you so much, all of you, for being here from Eisenhower High School. And I know Ike is a legacy of excellence, our flagship school in the Rialto Unified School District. I do want to thank you for being here, Ms. Campa. I know you're very busy as a high school teacher, but my first question to you is, last year, Eisenhower High School had the highest English language arts scores among the 4 high schools in our district, and it grew 16%. And I see Principal Pulido here with a big smile, so I'm going to continue with from the previous year. So 16% is a huge jump. So what is behind this growth, and what strategies do you use to grow in the CASP? And if you can kind of explain CASP for our viewing audience, that would help too.
All right, so CASP is the state exam that all students have to take in the state of California. It tests the students in English, math, and science, but of course, as an ELA teacher, I'm going to focus on the English.
Right.
The scores went up, I think, for multiple reasons. One of the strongest reasons, I would say, though, is the collaborative teamwork that our 11th grade teachers do.
At Eisenhower, yes.
At Eisenhower.
Okay.
So last year there were 4 of us, and we collaborated together all the time.
Can you give me their names?
Yes. So last year we had Katrina Bear. She's our English department chair.
Okay.
And we had Anna. She's no longer at Eisenhower at the moment, though. We had Abby Ebrahilio. She's our AP teacher, and she taught regular English as well. And we had myself.
Yourself. Yeah, I was going to say,
who's the other teacher? I was the other teacher. So Katrina is still with us, and Abby is still with us, and we have 2 other teachers this year.
So it's very much a collaboration for the English department. And
Absolutely.
Then from there, and I know, Kristal, there's a part where, Ms. Pulido, you come in, and there's like the synergy that's going on, right? To make sure that we're all doing what we need to do to make sure Aaron and students in our school district keep achieving not only test scores or data, but we're talking about skills that they're going to use in a global society. So you talk a little bit about that, Principal Pulido.
So from an administrative point, you would be missing a key component if we didn't talk about Aldo Velasco, our assistant principal, over CASP testing, and our ELA department. We would be missing a huge piece if we didn't talk about Sharice Long Hernandez, who is our literacy coach. She's an amazing piece of the puzzle, and also not necessarily a part of the English department, but definitely helps behind the scenes, is Cindy Almazan. Dr. Almazan is our math coach. And yes, she doesn't have direct, interaction with the ELA department, but is definitely somebody that is a soundboard for Mr. Velasco and Miss Sharice Long Hernandez. And so for my part, it's really refreshing to be able to go and watch the English 11 teachers, the ERWC 11 PLC, work and inspire each other. Because the first thing I'll tell you that it took was the teachers knowing that students could. Because quite often people have the mindset that Eisenhower students, they come in and they have a deficit. Well, our English 11 teachers all agreed our students can, and they will. They haven't yet, but they will. And
they are. Right. 16% is not stagnant. It's growing.
Exactly. So last year, right, they had it like we haven't done it yet, but watch. And definitely took that challenge to the students. The students rose to the occasion. This year we're going to have even more growth because the students like Aaron have definitely set the model for all the rest of our students. And they know with the growth that we had last year, with the teachers still refining what they're doing, because through reflection they're still growing. It's nice to see not only did we grow last year, but the PLC group now, with the addition of Mark Bibian, also have have now really expanded their learning from last year, and they're super interested in what else can we do to make sure that we get to our students.
And I'm going to get back with Ms. Campa, but Mark Bibian is also a former DSAC student,
Yes,
District
yes.
Student Advisory Committee, and like Ms. Campa, he is also a alumni of the RUSD, and I know you're Rialto High School, but I got to cut back over to you, Aaron. Of course, football player.
Yes, ma'am.
Ronnie Lott, Eisenhower Eagles.
Yes,
That's
definitely.
right. Legacy of excellence here. Your favorite subject is English. I want to take it back to
Yes.
academics.
Okay.
Because I do want to talk a little bit about how you feel about Miss Campa and her style. So you walk into Miss Campa's classroom, Aaron. Talk to me about the feeling you get. How excited are you about English? How excited are you about learning? Because my cheat sheet says here that English is your favorite
Yes,
subject.
Yes. Out of all the subjects, English is definitely my strong suit. I transferred from Marietta Valley School District because I was at Marietta Valley. This past year transferred because I moved in with my dad. When I walked into Miss Campa's classroom, it's completely different as opposed to how it was last year out there, and to right now, it's a lot different. As opposed to having homework in English, it was like, oh, read pages 25 through 30 or anything like that. We all do everything in class. It's all at once, so there's no chance for homework. If we do have homework, it's something really small that we weren't able to finish in class, or it's a 2-day assignment.
So the rigor is happening in the classroom. as well.
Everything is one day assignments. They're due same class period, so there's no room for error.
And does that help you learn?
It really does, because I can really ask questions and I don't really have to take it home and think about it. Or come back the next day and had to think about it. It's all right there, right then and there, and so I fully understand it. A good understanding about that. Sorry.
No, you're great. So, Ms. Campa, you mentioned collaboration amongst the teachers, and I know that's a key factor at Eisenhower's success. How have you and your colleagues all worked together in setting and maintaining that academic growth? You're obviously looking at data. You're looking at what you can do each year better. How long have you been in the Rialto Unified School District? So it would be a two-part question. And of course, I know by this very intelligent scholar here, you can handle that. So two-part.
Okay, so this is my 25th year in the district, and as a teacher anyway. We collaborate together by starting out the school year in our PLCs, looking at the blueprint. So that
Now, PLC, for those who may not know.
A PLC is our small group learning collaboration group where we plan together.
Okay.
And so what we do is we collaborate on the calendar, on the lesson planning, on the worksheets, on the assessments, and we are using the blueprint as a guide. And so we're looking at how many questions are asked in this category or in this domain on the CASP, and that is helping us to reevaluate what we're going to do that particular year. So we did that last year, but I will say we're being more purposeful this year in strategizing what we're doing in the classroom. And last year we used the RACE method to give the students a strategy for writing. This year we're using the SIR method. What is SIR? It's claim, evidence, reasoning, and the students are required to answer every brief right, every short answer question using that method. Aaron, how many sentences is in the SIR method?
It jumped from, 5 sentences at the beginning of the year. Then we moved it to 6, and now it's about 8 to 10 sentences. It did help, because when we started off small, we kind of we're learning about it, we're doing the claim, evidence, reasoning, and trying to get a feel for it. And then as the weeks got on, we added more sentences and going more in depth about how to really truly write a strong formative paragraph.
Wow. That's impressive.
And we think this is going to help on the exam to get higher scores.
So when you walk into Eisenhower High School, because you had mentioned Marietta Valley,
Right.
You enjoy it? You like the school?
Yeah, I
so
like
much
the
history, fun.
Yeah.
Tell me what's the best part of I'm going to ask Miss Pulido that, but she's the principal. She's going to say all these great things. But as a student's point of view, and of course you're here because you're an alumni as well.
Right.
As a student point of view, what do you love about Eisenhower High School?
I like the environment. I like how everyone's so friendly, like the security guards, the principals, the sensitive principals, the ladies in the office. It's the counselors. Everyone just has this cheery, happy feeling about them. I like being able to see that. Or I can go to any of the security guards or basically any adult on campus and just have a simple conversation with them.
So I am cheating because I see Eisenhower High School football.
Right.
But what else do you play, and what position do you play for football?
For football, I am wide receiver, and then I'm also doing varsity basketball and varsity track at Eisenhower.
How are you guys doing football-wise?
Football-wise, we did good. We ended this last season 9-1, and then we lost first round of CIF sadly to Orange Vista, but they ended up winning state. So
Wow, that's
Exactly.
what
I
you
was
want to lose
gonna
with,
move-
right?
I was
That's not
gonna
bad.
Make sure we said
Right.
that, right?
We lost to the best.
yeah,
He has a game tonight.
yeah.
That's right, you do. And hopefully this will be recorded so we can get him out of here quickly too. So you mentioned English. Any other subjects that you are interested in?
I like science a lot too. Math isn't really my best subject, my strongest subject. I do have a good grade in there right now, but it's. when
Aaron,
it
let's
comes
talk
to
college.
English- Oh, college. Yes. Okay.
Where would you like to attend?
I want to go to the University of San Diego or San Diego State. I do want to stay in California for the first few years of college just so I get a feel for it. And then maybe I'll transfer to a university out of state. But as of right now, the University of San Diego or San Diego State, anything in that sort.
And what do you want to become? What is your major?
I want to major in psychology because I want to be a therapist.
Oh, wonderful. I have some people lined up for you right now, including me.
Please.
Miss Campa, you have people who come into your classroom, students who come into your classroom. Not every student's going to come in this happy, this cheery, this, I want to learn. You see an excitement when you talk to Aaron about English, so you also have students who English may not be the stronger subject. Like he mentioned, English is my favorite subject, but maybe there's a student there where it's science, or maybe they're struggling with, how do you hold that student? And I know that's a tough question because it's easy to say from my seat, but it's harder for you to answer at yours. So
I think what I do is I give the students hope that they can pass, that they can do well. And I will openly tell them, English may not be your favorite subject. I'm not here to make you an English major, but I am here to help you write better, to help you read better, and most importantly in 11th grade, to pass that state exam. They're all told, you're going to pass. We're going to have a higher pass rate. You're going to get 4s. We're going to get more 4s this year instead of just 3s. So the students are always encouraged that they can do well. And to speak to the point of the one-day class assignments, that was implemented to help the students avoid wasting class time. As we all know, phones are so distracting. And so if you're present in my class, then no, you cannot turn the work in late. You were here, you could have done it. So we cut the assignments to a small bite size that can be done in a class period. And the students know that. And so I have this little stamp method. They have a calendar, and if you finish, you get your stamp. If you don't get the stamp, you didn't finish and you were here. And they all just go to get that stamp. So that works really well.
I'm listening to you, and you're much younger, and I get that. And I went to Eisenhower High School, and you sound like some of the greatest English teachers I had, like Mrs. Carol Scamber.
Yes, I had her too.
Mrs.
She's amazing.
Vassie
Yes, I had her too.
Okay, well, there you go. And we did not know this, and this was not staged, and this was not one of the questions, but that is, and they were both AP teachers as well. Well, thank you. Thank you, Ms.
Ms.
Campa.
Jafri, if it's okay, I'd like to speak a little to the gift that is Campa, because you see that she's so humble. When you asked her that question about what she does in her class, she told you about the things really that the students are doing. We were just talking about her today as an example in a different meeting that I was in, because Ms. Campa has a gift she doesn't just inspire hope in you, she also develops the confidence that it takes in you so that you can have that hope. Because of her, students are able to they're able to take on the SIR method and use it in multiple areas. You hear Aaron speaking now, and you can hear claim evidence reasoning in what he's saying. And that confidence that she gives students, she gives to all students.
Absolutely, and it's resonating here.
Exactly.
When she's talking, he's lighting up. He's smiling. He's looking at her like, I get this. She's right. She's right. And your emotions don't lie.
Right.
And so I'm watching him while I'm hearing you answer back. And it's very, there's a lot of synergy. So that's a great thing. I do have to ask you, if parents, if students walk into Eisenhower High School and a parent says, I would like to enroll my child at a high school in Rialto Unified School District, why would you say Eisenhower?
If they want to be challenged to really perform high in academics, to get involved in a club or a CTE pathway or a program that will ignite their passion for the future, then they want to go to Eisenhower. Because we have teachers who are going to challenge your student. We're going to support them along the way, but we're also going to expect the very best, because Eisenhower does have a legacy of excellence. And so with that comes responsibility. And it's not just on our teaching staff or our staff in the front office, but it's also on the students and the parents as well.
I'm enjoying this. I am going to come back to you. I just want to ask, and I got to get you to the game. Can you give a little brief history about your background?
Yes. So I graduated from Eisenhower a long time ago. And I, from Eisenhower, went to the University of Laverne thanks to Counselor Sam Fellows. I think we had the same
Fellows,
counselor.
yes.
Great man. A lot like how Ms. Campa is for Aaron, Mr. Fellows was for me. And so went to University of Laverne, got to come back to work at Eisenhower as an instructional aide and girls basketball coach. Did that for a while, and then got hired on as an English teacher. Went from English to AVID, yearbook to ASB.
AD.
Right, right. I have had a lot of positions on Eisenhower's campus, and then left for a year and a half. And once I came back as an assistant principal, got this unique opportunity to then serve as principal at a school that not only do I love because I went there, not just because it has a rich tradition, but it's also a place where I met my husband and my child took her first steps.
And I'm joking when I say AD, but interestingly enough, Ms. Pulido, whenever I would go to Eisenhower High School to cover an event or to do some sort of publicity, she's doing a little bit of everything. And at that time, I'm thinking, are you the AD? Because she's got basketballs in her hand and this in her hand and ASB. So very well-rounded and earning that stripe as you go up. That's wonderful. Ms. Campa, give us some of your background.
Well, I attended Rialto High School, and I was part of the first graduating class there.
1993?
94.
Got it.
94. Back to Vassie, Karitzis, and Carol Scambray. They were very instrumental in taking me down this path toward becoming an English teacher. They were so tough.
So they were your mentors.
They were my mentors. They were so tough, but it was so worth it. I even had a professor at UC Riverside who, on one of my essays, said, "You had Scambray. I can tell by the way you write." That's how amazing she was, that our style came through.
To her, yes, to her craft.
She was
Absolutely.
amazing. And so when I became a teacher, she was my mentor unofficially. I just, whatever Scambray did, I followed suit. And so the rigor is there. I tried to put the rigor there. And but she definitely was instrumental.
What do you like to do on your spare time? What's your hobby?
Well, I have 2 children, so my hobby right now is sports.
Being a mom and sports.
My son Pierre is a tournament golf player, and so he travels all over. This past summer, we were all over the U.S. Last summer, he was in Scotland, so I get to travel with my son and watch his golf. My daughter's 6. She plays. She's into gymnastics right now.
How
so
wonderful.
my spare time when I'm not grading is sports.
And I have to ask you now, Aaron, what about you? Your spare time. Do you have any? Look at this. You've got this laundry list. I know you like the Dallas Cowboys.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes.
What do you like about the Cowboys? Their losing streak or
What?
having a great year?
Yeah.
I know.
Man,
Now I'm going to get
sounds
all
like
the. See, I've lost all the Cowboy
Yes.
viewership right
Sound
now.
like a Packers fan right now.
Yeah. Touche.
No, but I in my spare time when I do have any, I like listening to music. I like writing sometimes.
What
I like
kind of music?
drawing. Anything calm, soothing. I listen to real lyrical artists like J. Cole or other artists like that. Just not because it's all rap. I do listen to rap like every high school kid does, but I like how lyrical he is. I like how calm and collected
Makes you
I
feel
get.
good, right?
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
So right before you're going to go out there and you're going to play your game, what music do you listen to? What's your get up and go song?
If I had to choose, just because I like getting my mind right and I like being calm and collected when I'm on the track, when I'm on the field, when
You
I'm
like
on the
Kanye?
court. Yeah, I listen to Kanye. I listen to a lot of younger guys. I like to listen to the old guys too, Tupac, Biggie, all them. I listen to a lot of older songs. Like my dad makes fun of me all the time saying I'm an old soul just because I listen to music.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, but I feel like I'm just very cultured, so I listen to a little bit of everything.
And you are cultured, very much so. I just want to thank you so much for being here,
of
because
course.
you are one of our shining examples of great things that our students can do. You have not only the potential, but you're showing that you have the performance.
Thank
and
you.
so that's great. And I always end with the student. So if you could describe Miss Pulido in one word, what would it be?
In one word, I'd say optimistic, because there are some students that have either behavioral issues in the classroom, and she's always there. She's always popping in on classes. There's been a few times where she's in my first, second, and third, just popping up, checking on students. And
so you know your principal.
Yeah, most definitely. I don't play. She don't play either.
She don't play.
Like she is very nice and kind, and she loves our students, but she will get on you, and that's out of love. She does it out of love. She doesn't do it out of, oh, I just want to be this mean principal. She says it because she wants to see you do better. She wants to see you do good and be successful after high school.
And
She wants to see you on the news somewhere.
And what about Miss Campa?
Oh, Miss Campa. Oh my goodness.
Mrs. Campa.
Yeah, Mrs. Campa. That's my teacher right there. Every day, even if my class is like my previous classes and boring or slow or sluggish, I always have a smile on her face. It's always good energy in there with her and our, what is she?
Student
teacher, or Miss Ellard. She's amazing as well. I like just being in their classroom. They always make class fun. Whether we have debate classes, basically. There's been some periods where we're learning to write argumentative essays, and instead of just writing it or taking notes, we'll actually do it. We had topics, or like, what's your favorite pizza? What's your favorite topping on pizza? And then half of the room was like pepperoni side, or the pineapple side, or the ham side, whatever you chose, and you'd have to argue that fact, and we were learning about the sentence structures.
What did you take? Pepperoni?
Oh, most definitely. That's the only way to go. And then if you disagreed with someone, you was like, I'd like to argue that point a bit. That was the most heavily used one, I would say. But
she challenges you.
Yeah, she does.
So what's that one word?
Yeah, challenging. It's inspirational.
That's great. Inspiration.
Yeah, I like that.
Wonderful. Well, I want to thank you, Aaron, because you
course.
were fantastic. That's my word for you. Fantastic. Thank you so much for coming in.
Of course.
Good luck with your studies. I think you're already going to be there. No, I know you're already going to be there. So I look forward to calling you Mr. or Dr. Ellard one day.
Yes.
There you go. We're going to call you Dr. Ellard. I like the sound of that.
Right.
And good luck to Dak Prescott and you.
Yes.
You know, we
Take
know
us to the
he's going to
playoffs,
need
baby,
it.
please.
I have more. I have more faith in you. Thank you, Mrs. Pulido, for being here, Principal Pulido, and thank you, Mrs. Campa, for everything that you do with our students, and it shows. So we appreciate you being on the Bridge Podcast. I hope you guys all come back. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I want to thank you for joining us on the Bridge Podcast. I am Syeda Jafri, and we will see you next time.